They're still not talking about the fact that a bullet... Where does this leave us? You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all? I should have known it was those three brothers. They look as shady as a dense forest.
That was amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know. First time ever. And probably the last.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they had to give a verdict of not.
Ew, he laughed. He laughed. Yuck. An admirable effort, my learned friend. What's this now? He laughed. He's laughing. You find the situation amusing, my Lord Van Zieks. I myself found the defense's argument most persuasive. I dare say. Such chicanery, what is that? Is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatant malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. Words! These words are not real! What? The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly, credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. The gun thing, right? A fatal flaw? Now, here's a question. I don't know if they're gonna bring up the thing that I'm thinking of, right? With the whole gun and the bullet and all, but if a gun that has like the chambers, like the 6 chambers with the bullets that go into it, right? If you shoot one, could you, in theory, reload the gun while there's still bullets in there? Like, you should be able to, right? Right? I feel like you would be able to. Maybe you can't. I don't know. I don't know how guns work. I don't own one. And even if I did, I wouldn't be one of those. Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? What was your voice? I say, Lord Van Zieks. What was your voice? Ah, God dang it, Joan. Us, I say, Lord Van Zieks, something like that, whatever. Might be an idea to explain this bolly conjuring trick or whatever it is the troops to the ground, The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. You don't even drink it. What a waste, assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets!
Oh dear. He noticed then.
I think everyone noticed. Huh? What's everyone talking about? Oh, I guess not. Ryunosuke. Counsel. Yes, sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. 2 bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. The defense presents a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windebank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it was. A single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness, I think you'll find that if the single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, that means... Oh, in the back, not shot with the same gun. Stop. Only 1 bullet. Stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nipponian street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never actually more than a diversionary trick with no hopes of standing up to scrutiny. how to get out of this one. Order, order, order. How do you get out of this? Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery.
Ooh, one for me.
Lord Van Zeeks, you're making a mess. Stop it. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct.
Don't you dare! You're so rude. How old is she?
17. Okay. She doesn't look 17.
Don't be rude!
The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond a doubt in this print which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. Oh no. And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. That disc!
Mario! I'll be thinking that whatever it is of McGild is down to the yard. Thank you very much. No! Don't! Don't give it to him! It's mine, that is! Mine!
I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilda, it has to be taken in as evidence now. Yes, that music box disc. McGilda's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windibank. The accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add. But by brute force and brazen impudence. Impudence, whatever. Lord gracious! Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no debts to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. Uh-oh. Is everyone gonna feel guilty? Yeah, babe. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box into evidence, counsel. As a grim testament to the defendant's character.
Lord Van Zeeks! I'm a... what?
Inspector Gregson. What? Yes, Inspector.
Mario, we had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and... I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence.
Why? What's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zeeks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting.
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent.
Oh, that disc got some info that we need to hear, bro. Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, Grayson, you're gonna get in trouble.
The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed, bailiff.
What that disc hold? That disc be holding some secrets. The government doesn't even want you to hear it.
The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. There is nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decision and rest my case. How is this trial supposed to proceed? I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once, for all of 5 minutes.
Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Runo.
My lord. Oh, wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about in a bit of fog up until now, if truth be told, but all of a sudden, the answer's so bodily obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it.
Oh no.
Very well. The court will hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leading as to the defendant's culpability.
Yusai. 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 Yuzai.
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 I forget how many times we've done this here in this trial. Is this the second time or is it the third time? We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. How dare he use this against us?
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winbank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Okay, so that's only been 2. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Garrett Squadron is prime and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. Jurors' contention.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens.
As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted.
You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket.
I never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief.
The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I can see why I'm in for a busy day ahead.
What? What was his voice? Oh, fuck. I am ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. We have to talk to him. He must tell us something about guns. It would seem there's little remaining room for doubt.
Have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd be jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more.
What was his voice? It doesn't sound right.
Ah, for pity's sake, Jones.
I don't remember his voice, but I guess it doesn't matter. Ugh, the whole courtroom is turning against me.
It's not fair.
Iris?
That prosecutor's being mean. Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer.
God, his eyes look so fucking, like, not real and dead. I mean, no, nothing is real in this game, but allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out, eventually. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord. Once Stupid.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding citizens.
Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
are all members of the British Army so quick to judge?
I beg your pardon. Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organization in the world?
No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous.
Well, yes, might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget the girl has already shown us she had it in her before. She's clearly a criminal sort through and through. Can't deny it.
When you say that she's shown she'd had it in her, are you referring to this?
Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier, Or am I mistaken?
Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that.
I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it.
Oh, I guess you want to look at it? Oh yes, of course. Okay, let's have a look at it then. Oh my god, it's Holmes! I haven't talked to you. I haven't talked as you in many a time. In a long time, I mean. What was I trying to say? I don't know. I don't like his hair. I don't like like that there's that one part that like sticks up like that. Right. What was his voice? Oh wait, he's not talking. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. Oh yeah, we have to listen to it eventually. Yeah.
We still don't know what tune it plays though, do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy.
The gilded disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. Yes, we will. Okay, shut up for a second. Let me go. Have we not had this? So we didn't have this in our inventory before, I guess.
Oh, Duna, look! This is blood!
Yes, you're right. Just a small smear, a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before.
Haha, then it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever.
Wait, I just had a thought. What if that blood ends up turning green?
Alright, hold still with that disc, Uno.
Can we get this done quickly, Iris?
In a flash.
It's green! The one that fucking, the bullet calendar is not Holmes. It's the fucking dancing man. Whatever he does. I forget what he does. It's him!
Oh, a lovely bright shade again.
Wait, that color.
What is it?
It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Unless we find out Sholmes and that other man just have the same blood color. What did that mean? That means that man was shot. Where is he? Where is he?
Form is gilded. That's the man you defended in court a couple of months ago, isn't it, Uno?
Yes, or rather mistakenly defended.
I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc.
That's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. But now, where's the portfolio? The man got shot. Is he dead? So this bullet isn't, that bullet is not the thief's bullet then. Or it is? No, it can't be. Okay.
As only 2 bullets were found in the scene, I would say this whole case is deemed done and dusted.
It's the number of bullets that has you convinced?
Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings.
Well, that's logical, I suppose.
Although,
yes.
Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. One or two guests rather like the fine china.
Does your employer dine with thieves?
So I suppose. If there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position.
A third bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible? I'm gonna say no for now. Because we haven't found a third bullet yet, unfortunately. Only 2 bullets were discovered by the police during their investigations.
Yes, I know.
Oh, right.
And I don't imagine the good men of Scotland Yard would have overlooked anything. If I missed a bullet while I was cleaning his lordship's office, well, I should receive a sound scolding, I don't doubt.
And you should receive a visit from the police, perhaps. It sounds like a crime scene to me.
A third bullet.
It would completely turn things around if there was one, wouldn't it?
Do you think we might find one lying around somewhere?
I don't know. But at the moment, I don't think we do, and I still need to question the Russian man. You need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you know it was that pickpocket. Wait, I just want to scroll through everyone. So if I understand correctly, you need 2 pictures. A left eye one and slightly different right eye one. Exactly. Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this. So, if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them?
I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock.
How can you be so sure of that?
Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they?
Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice.
Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it?
This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. I don't care about him.
Are you gonna tell me that you were operating on Sholmes and that you left a bullet in there or something?
Oh wait, you said you left a scalpel in him. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here.
Oh, well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that it has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest.
Huh?
I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet has simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think?
I almost don't want to ask, but the surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on...
Oh, what was that fellow's name now? Herlock? No, Herlock? No, Herlock...
Herlock Sholmes, by chance?
Oh, yes, good lord. Oh, it was that Herlock fellow.
What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes. What are you doing here then?
That's right, using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you.
This is crazy.
Let me see, the fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or another, so I opened him up like a shot. But the funny thing is, I went over his inside with a fine-tooth comb and couldn't find a bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up.
I hate to state the obvious, but...
Yes?
Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting.
The counsel for the defense is correct. As is clearly shown in the photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region.
In the stomach region. Then exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door.
Which is a little higher than the stomach, but...
I think you'll find it really quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally.
Ah, who do you think I am, son?
Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do.
As soon as I saw the wound in the man's stomach, I flipped him over.
The bullet didn't pierce through.
Like a pancake?
Are you saying that you checked his back?
Of course I did, and there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet left the body at all!
Where did the bullet go then?
What? That's the point! The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards! This is why exactly I was set up about slicing him up! And I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can someone please explain how it happened? Can someone please solve the mystery?
Is it like in his like fucking like is he gonna poop it out or something? Like it's almost as much of a mystery as how this story was put together. So, one second. Oh wait, no, I wanted to talk to Russian. I'm not talking to you. I don't care about you. I am ballistic Let's talk to you. I thought you were just a tourist.
In Soviet Russia. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
He's gonna do something nefarious at Crystal Tower. There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. So, you're a ballistics expert. Who knew?
I have much experience with guns. I have lived through many, how do you say, extreme, violent, blood of,
Extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps?
Those. Extreme violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue.
Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue.
Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me.
There is nothing I do not know. No mystery I cannot solve.
He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure.
But, if possible, please, only in Russian language.
He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he?
No. Still, we should bear that in mind. He's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Oh. Van Zieks has managed to convince everyone.
When you have eliminated the impossible, he said. But he hasn't.
If we're going to fight back, we need more material. And we have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again.
Okay. So I have to actually pit... I have to pit the old man? Where's an expert when you need one? There you go.
Those two statements clearly contradict the idea that I do- What?
Oh, did I do it wrong? To me, clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other.
Oh, a ballistics expert!
Oh, what? No, I did it right?
Pitching. P-R-Chi-Chi.
Oh, I did it right. Okay, I thought I did it wrong.
On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the skulking brothers. But since there is no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume that the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6.
Hello, my name is Velen. Pleased to meet you.
This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery?
I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Barley. But the snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds.
Mental note, don't ask too many questions.
I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. And the situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me.
Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down?
Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side.
What?
One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. It made deep wound that looked just like bullet wound. Good gracious.
What?
Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet.
That doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened in a pawnbroker's shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country.
Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here.
No. Where exactly was Hurley shot again?
Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think.
Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt.
A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that.
What?
Yes, a pouch.
Are you telling me he wasn't actually shot?
It's where he keeps those 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in investigations.
What? Really?
The man wasn't shot.
Doctor, where is the pouch Mrs. Sholmes was wearing?
Oh, well... The fellow had nothing like that on his purses when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. If I may.
Lord Van Zieks?
While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom.
Sorry?
As I understand it, when the police arrived at the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Ah, thank goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment.
Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Let's fucking look at it. So the man wasn't even shot then. But he got inhaled chemicals or something? Very well. While extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, eh? Oh, that stuff. Look at that! One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded. Exploded. So, that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. And it was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injuries. This bullet did not penetrate the victim, but was deflected into Waller's shop. So that blood was already on there! A delightfully complex room. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Wait, no, what? Though it has no bearing on the truth in this case. The bungling and burgling brother shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered. But at least the mystery is solved! I can sleep easy tonight! Thank you, young man! Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad I could help. Why did he thank him? Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester the scruffy pouch as evidence.
Hey, this pouch isn't scruffy!
Sholmes' pouch has been entered in the court record. Let's look at it. Now, summation examination. Let's look at it. So then, oh, the bullet ricocheted? Oh, it shot his side. Wait. It didn't ricochet! Isn't that it right there? His file has been smashed to pieces. Presumably, this is where the bullet struck. But the bullet's right there.
As soon as the bullet hit the chemical in the vial, there would have been a really big explosion.
A big explosion?
Well, Hurley's potions and chemicals are amazingly useful for the investigation work he does. But they're also quite tricky to handle. Safely, at least. They're very dangerous.
Oh.
I'm sure that when this vial broke, the chemical inside would have ignited.
Note to self. Always walk on the right side of homes in future. The left is dangerous. Is that not a bullet? Are we not looking at this? Is that not a bullet? That's 100% a bullet. Hello? Why are we looking at it? Oh look, there's a hole here on the back. Doesn't look like much of a bullet hole, but clearly something's ripped through the leather with great force.
Something must have pierced it somehow to have left this hole behind.
Yes, it looks that way. Mr. Sholmes and his pouch both took a beat, didn't they? Are we not gonna talk about the fact that there's a bullet here? Hello? I mean, how do I get this bullet? Oh my god, there. It's really scorched badly just here.
Oh, the strap is broken. Look.
This must be where the bullet hit then.
Let me see.
There. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to open it to fucking look at the fucking bullet. You tell me they didn't fucking investigate this thing? What the? Iris, look! Behind where the broken file was. Do you see it?
That's the Skulkin brothers' bullet.
What a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is, there were 3 bullets fired at Windibanks that night.
We found exactly what the juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet.
It's time to press that juror again, I think. Let's fucking go, bitch! Fuck you. I don't know who I was saying fuck you to really, but it would appear that the defense is somewhat struggling to alter opinions, Fuck you, Judge. I'm sorry. Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue. You can't afford to overlook anything here, Ryunosuke. There's still a way to turn this around. Somehow. I'm sure of it. Let's fucking go! Not you, not you, not you, you. Press you, press you. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced.
Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asked me blah blah.
Well, that's logical.
Although, blah blah. Well, something out of there trying to go missing. The employer dined thieves, I suppose. If there's another bullet that we're unaware of, oh, I'd have to reconsider my position.
A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible?
I can prove it!
Allow me to show you then. The 3rd bullet. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Winterbank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired. What? What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. Do you remember, sir? The shot fired by the Skulkin brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has surmised. It hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible in the photographic print. Ah! 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that of Mr. Winterbank, and that belonging to the Skulkin brothers. An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that must mean... That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. Order. All the summation examination remains incomplete. The court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Why? How are they gonna help? Suspended the summation. Hey, you fucks. Witnesses. Governor! Will you listen to the proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination? We was, Goff, we was! Perhaps we can dispense with a tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet had been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Make of it, Goff? I don't make nothing of nothing. What? Oh shit. Is it one of yours? He said so. God blimey, Goff. God blimey, not a chance. In that case, did you have an accomplice? What? What? Never! Skulking brothers walk alone! It's a sword! That's our trademark! How soon we forget poor Sulky. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lummy, that's an head scratcher. Counsel for the defense. Yes? I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The 3rd bullet, and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this 3rd bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. I think it's that? On that night at Winterbank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with the 3rd man. The only reason why I said that is because at some point while they were talking, they said like he's gonna have our heads or he's something. They were talking about how someone is going to like kill them or like beat them up or whatever the fuck if they spoke the truth or something like that. So I'm assuming that it's a secret accomplice, because originally otherwise I would have chosen nothing to do with them, but the witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact that there was someone else present, someone carrying a gun. An accomplice, you're saying? Pig's will. What? What's a pig's will? Like the will of a pig? These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there has been not a murmur of a third man, if this apparently wraith-like being exists. The court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. It's okay, we have evidence. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof. Evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of the spurious character. I got you, fam, I got you. Skulkins are lying. I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? We know it! We know it, you idiot! Roll counsel. I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. In response to the prosecution's demand, my lord, the defense is... We got this, Ryunosuke. You and me, we got this. The defense is ready. I believe I can prove all the answers the prosecution demands. So, my Nipponi's friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting. I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference. In that case, counsel, I would ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moment leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you had that there was a third intruder present at the scene? The evidence is right here, in this portfolio. By Jove, that portfolio again, is it? Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. I will, if you just fucking wait. You claim one of those blood samples prove the presence of a third intruder. Well, which one is it? So... What am I looking at here? I don't know if I was supposed to present this one or the other one. There appears to be some green paint or such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. That's a blood stain, my lord. A blood stain? Green blood. Curious, even for you. It's a court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature. It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective! New invention, stop! Not yet appeared in stories, stop!
It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements of people's blood to change its color.
Different elements of people's blood?
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is.
Oh, that brings a whole new extra dimension to looking at blood. Talk of blood in courtroom. Stop. Very exciting. Stop. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windibank. Ah, striking blue. Yes, so you see, the green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shot. And hold your fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it? No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date on which Mr. Windibank was killed. By golly! Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. And whose blood is it? Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact. Idiotic! Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear.
I got you. Will you fucking just be patient, bro?
You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder?
Eggs Benedict!
The man's name is Egbert Benedict. Egbert Benedict. Egbert Benedict? What are you talking about, counsel? He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place, when the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into our possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Egbert Benedict. I keep wanting to say Egbert, goddammit. And attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Don't show him. I don't know. I don't have a voice. I don't remember your voice. Broker. Whatever. Oh God. What was your? Oh yes, sir. Oh my God. I don't remember your guys' voices. What was his voice? I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you, no? Oh yes, sir. The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say, any music box this too. Fuck him. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Mario, well, yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Windibank for a print showing the fellow. Ah, this is in the morning. Okay, I was like, what? Taking from one of his red-handed recorder Gubbinuses. Yes, that's him talking to Windibank that morning. And your client, this man is the brother's accomplice? Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Never seen that geezer before in my life. Oh, me life, God, me life. Never seen him. Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. I got you. Yes, and I can. Then show us the evidence. You shut the fuck up. You have no business talking anything at all. Be quiet.
I agree. We must see the proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is.
Why is this being dragged out? This is the last piece of evidence. I've had a feeling that something had been missing in this trial from the very start. But now, I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to report then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print is in fact the person struck by the third bullet. Where's the disc? As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Windibank's, which is when the aforementioned Egbert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possessions, no? That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. It's 3 o'clock! Well, of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style.
Wait a minute! That disc is mine!
What do you think you're doing, you little trump? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. I don't know how. He's literally wearing gloves. I'm pretty sure I said this the first time. How did it fucking scratch you if you're wearing gloves? And how could so much blood get on your finger? That doesn't make any sense. Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions on the surface. Those protrusions cause Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Or nurse, a blood stain, is it? My assistant and I have just analyzed the blood stain here in this very courtroom.
Using my trusty fogger gun.
Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. I say, it's green. No, it's green. God, fuck, God. Who's 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's exactly the same color as the blood around calendar. Whatever, I don't fucking care anymore. The evidence is inconclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Edgar Benedict, who was in Windibanks earlier in that day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. So there was someone else there. Look at those two brothers now. They're sweating buckets. Boy, what were you talking about? It's boiling in here. What? My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Edgar Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. Good luck finding him, loser. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence. This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Herlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such. And now you employed chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court of the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to your successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Well... Oh god, oh shit, I thought he was about to chuck that thing at us. And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Is he right? Is Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish? I don't know. I mean, he is a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't let him get away with that. I knew it would come to this. Of course Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have?
I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before.
Father Christmas? Christmas?
About how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination.
Oh, he's talking about the judge. I thought she was calling fucking Benzies. Christmas.
In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
Oh, good grief. What did you just say, young girl?
And in the summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 judges, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck you, tall man.
So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's inventions. At least, not for now.
Yes, she's right. Young lady, you have quite a devious mind.
It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you said, Bruno. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something?
Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, we get it. She's cool.
Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
After that shrewd, precise whatever of the situation from an entirely unexpected source. It must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd. You're absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. Come on, y'all. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Muzai.
Muzai.
Muzai. Yuzai.
Yuzai.
Muzai.
Ooh. Okay. So now what? True call guilty. Or call not guilty. Does the trial continue with this? Such is the outcome of the summation examination. My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender of real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Lord Vegix, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. He would be the type of bitch that would do away with the jurors. You bad. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible.
What?
The name of the gentleman gave for himself, Edgar Benedict, is quite clearly false.
I don't believe it. Just when I managed to prove the man was there that night.
Could I say something? Who's saying this?
Who was that, please? Who spoke?
It was me, my lord.
Juror number 5.
What have you said? What have you to say, madam?
If possible. Inspector?
Mario. Me, ma'am?
I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again? The one in which the gentleman is shown.
Mario. Right, yes. This one you mean? Of Mr. Benedict?
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
Juror number 5. You don't mean to say you know this man?
Yes, I know him.
What?
No. Good gracious! What a fucking coincidence!
Everyone, all the people in the jury are so helpful outside of their fucking decisions.
Order! Juror number 5. How on earth?
I am a communications officer.
Stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is, stop, also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. Oh, what a coincidence. A very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop. He's the one leaking the information to the foreigners. It's him. This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on it. Why? But it doesn't feel right.
I suppose we all imagine the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night.
I thought he was gonna be like a theater person because of the way he fucking just does like all that dancing shit, because I had recently edited the episode, Last Case, where we came across 2 people while we were about to go call for a carriage to go to prison or something. We saw 2 people. One of them was like quoting like Shakespeare or some shit, talking about Hamlet and Macbeth, and then he was talking to like a bee man. And then they were, the theater man was like being like, So I thought they were all related. I thought he was gonna be a theater man. But okay. Yes, I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong.
If the gentleman is at London's communication station, should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zeeks, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Make the necessary arrangements with all haste.
As your lordship bids.
The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson.
Mario, yes, my lord.
I should like to hear from you specifically about events of the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess.
Yes, sir, my lord.
Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. Go have lunch.
We're well past lunchtime. It's to be continued. Now, do I want to keep going? Yeah, why not? Let's keep going.